There is a Mancunian shaking up things in Westminster, and you might be asking, what does it all mean? YouTube commenters seem to hate Andy Burnham. Reddit commenters seem to love Andy Burnham. You know, the local Mancunian seems to love him, but they don't know why. They just love him because he's got a Manc accent. What would he do if he was Prime Minister? Let's not think about the road to Prime Minister. Let's just focus on the fact that it is in conversation that Andy Burnham could well be Prime Minister. And what does that mean? Here are the 5 things he would likely do, or he would be aiming for, or he would be speaking about to get your vote if he was Prime Minister. Number 1 would be a shift away from Westminster. He spoke about this a lot, and he's heavily alluded to the fact that he thinks everything's a little bit too London based. It would give more power to local councils, more power to not just Manchester, but obviously it comes out of Manchester. Not everything would be so centred around Westminster and London. Number 2, better public transport nationwide. After launching the B network in Manchester, he would probably push for London-style integrated transport systems in other city regions, greater regulation of bus services, and major investment in railway systems, buses, cycling, walking infrastructures. All of that basically. Let the people get around well, and let the people get around at an affordable price, because currently, if you go anywhere, Manchester's kind of got this nicely sorted now with the B network, where you can travel relatively anywhere relatively cheaply. That is something that other cities don't seem to have. You go to Birmingham, you can't get nowhere, and you can't get nowhere affordably. London's obviously had it, but that like it's been done before. A lot of pressure, or a lot of the changes with Prime Ministers are in London. Andy would be taking it out of London. Number 3 is tackling homelessness and housing. It's something that he goes back to all the time. Whether he actually makes a change, we don't know, but it's something that he always mentions. We can expect an expansion of housing first programs, increased affordable and social housing, and strengthening support for people facing addiction and mental health challenges. The core idea here is that everyone should have access to safe and affordable housing. Now, whether or not he goes through with this, we don't know, but it's definitely going to be something we can, we're going to see this in a manifesto. If he was going for Prime Minister, it's something that he'll be speaking about a lot. Housing, let's build houses that are cheap, and let's get people owning their houses. It's going to be how he gets your vote. Fairness and reducing inequality. We're probably going to see stronger workers' rights, better mental support, policies aimed at reducing regional and economic inequality. The core idea here is that economic growth should benefit ordinary people, not just those doing well. Basically, if you're just starting off in life, you should have better chances to actually make a name for yourself in the world, grow a business, get paid well, and hopefully, compared with the other one, own your own house. Last but not least, I imagine we're going to hear a whole lot about the NHS and about social care. For those who didn't know, Andy is a former health secretary, and he's long been associated with health policies, so you would likely see a lot of talk about the NHS and how he's going to change that for the better, you would hope. We're talking prioritising things like mental health, which has been a struggle for UK governments for a long time, better access for healthcare, and addressing health inequalities, especially those linked to poverty. Basically, if Andy Burnham was Prime Minister, he would be pushing to address homelessness and the housing crisis. He would be pushing for greater transport links outside of London, for more fair opportunities outside of London, expanding the capital so not everything is London based, better transport, I've already said that, and to protect the NHS, and for health services which have been forgotten, like mental health and all of that stuff. That's what he would be shooting for. Whether or not he would actually do any of that, or whether or not he would make an impact, that's the good side of it. That's what to expect. And hey, if this video does well, I'll do another one talking about why you don't want him as Prime Minister, just to even it out. I've been Cameron. This has been Mad for It, Greater Manchester News. I hope you enjoyed.